Hey guys, welcome to my new channel, another video. Welcome to a video that has, I've told myself I'm going to film ever since probably the beginning of 2026. You know, I decided, today, because I decided to buy some new books, and I was like, hey, it's the perfect time to film this. So you can see half my face. So yes, but, you know, I was like, so I'm trying to get you situated, because you're currently sitting on my Kindle stand, because where I want you to stand and where does it have to take place, you know? So, yeah, you guys can kind of see, I will show these vlogs, these, I have videos that I want to film today that will involve, okay guys, let me take these down so I can actually show you these. These are technically on my TBR, they were on my physical, on my monthly TBR, or I need to film a video of them, so I just put it on the I'm definitely gonna need to clean my room after this, because you know, I just said, oh, it's just, we're not even dumping ground. Are you okay? Yeah. But, I am gonna have another video later of me reorganizing it, adding all of these, so basically today's video is going to be everything. Okay, solely sitting with us. Today's video is going to be showing you every single book that's on my physical TBR. Currently, it's currently Sunday, March 7th, I think. It is 8th. Because 7th, let me see. What's the 8th? I got home literally less than an hour ago, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna film this video because, I need to, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through every single row because guys, this is actually cause I think I may rearrange this where, I don't know, because I think I'm going to be filming there's 4 videos that I want to film, no, this one. There's 3 videos I would like to film that involve bookshelves and this, so these may be changed again after I rearrange them for another video, but for this current time, you know, yes, I'm going to go by row, and then when I get to the end, I will show you the ones that are that are not on the TBR shelf, but they're over here. So the first one on my TBR shelf, the first book that's on my TBR is If I Had Told Her by Lauren Nolan. This is the second book next to If He Had Been With Me. This book was published last year, I think, and if you guys have not heard the hype for If He Had Been With Me, yeah, it was close in 2024. So yeah, I don't know. I read the first one, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't get it free stores, so it wasn't my favorite. But it was still good, you know. So I gave it free stores at the time. And, so, yeah. The next one is, this is a very popular author, they, and that is Kristen Hannah Nightingale. I know she has a lot more, and I bought this from a bitch's market where my mom has a booth at, and I found this, and I haven't been terrified of reading this book. I'm scared that I'm not gonna love it and like it as much as everyone else does. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, and I was like, so I bought this, I think, before Christmas. I think. I made it right after Christmas, and I haven't read it since. I haven't read it because I'm just scared that I'm gonna love it as much as I want to. And, I'm just like, what if I don't? I think I will. I just, next book, it's kind of in the same category of, on how I feel about the Nightingale. And that is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This is, I feel like she's popular, but I will say there's not really mixed opinions, but there is in a way, because I saw Haley Pham, she got this, and she gave it, I think, was she the one that gave it 5 stars? I know it took half and read it, and she got 5 stars. I think it's basically about two gamers who basically they make I don't really know what this is about, but I've just seen most people talk about it, and I'm interested in it, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read that. So yeah, I think that might be one of the books on the top shelf. Yep, so one on the top shelf. So now you guys can see that, like, I have, so for Christmas, I asked for the whole Twilight series, which I do have Twilight over here, which I told myself, because I'm just going to take all of these down for right now, so I'll show you all of them, and then we'll talk about them. So the first one is Twilight. I don't know when I first, you can't see that, but when I first, because I feel like everyone that was like, all my teachers, not all my teachers, but like 10 people, because I didn't really know what Talk was about until, like, I was probably in 7th or 6th grade. I was probably 5th or 6th grade when I first not found out about it, but I feel like I was like, and I think tried to read this multiple times before even trying, because school library has a whole series at school, and I was like in the mature section, and I was like, I try, like I said, try to multiply pick this up multiple times in multiple different periods, and I remember finally in my 8th grade year last year I finally picked it up and I read it. Like, what happened was is I read the first 200 pages, I think, maybe even 250 pages in like I guess solid amount of time, and then I stopped reading it for a while, and then when I decided to pick it up again, I just lost interest. I think I would have loved this series if I was paying more attention. I think I was just trying to make it through the last, you know. So this is the first book, and for some reason I had in my mind that like this whole series was a big series, like it was like a 10 book series, or but it's only 4 books, and then, well, 4 books technically, but it's there. And then there's extra books that are, you know. So the second one is New Moon by Stephanie Archer. This is the second book in that series. The third one is Eclipse. Second Dawn is the fourth one and the last one of the series. That's like a really bad angle. But, and then Life or Death. This is like the... I think it's a different couple. I don't really know. And then this one is Midnight Sun. This is I think an Edwards PB. I think. Yeah. Midnight Sun. And the last one is The Short Second Life of Reese Hanna. This is a novella. So now we get on to the second shelf. So the second shelf I bought this on Amazon because I saw not Rachel Catherine. Actually, I did see Rachel Catherine read this, but I saw Rachel Catherine and Sarah Crowell read this, and even I think Destiny said, well, I read all the book goals read it, and I was like, I don't know, it just interested me, and I haven't read it since. I read it, I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about it, but, you know, so, and then, I think that's about, like, I have no idea what it's about, actually. I have no clue. And then the next book I have on the shelf, which is the last one on the side, at least, and that is Fearful by Wilmot. This is a novella that goes after Fearless. Guys, I have avoided this so much because this is about a character that I dealt with Harry Love in this story. And I feel like everyone loves him, but I don't like him because I feel like he's just... I don't know, and I feel like everyone loves this character, but I sadly don't really like them. And I'm just like, I don't know how I feel because I don't want to hate him, but I don't know, just the way that he's been played out in the series has just not made me want to read about him. So I've kind of avoided this. So, you know, and the next book I have on my shelf is Birthright by Christian Gregory. This is a part of the This Has Callaway Sisters universe. Basically, you read the This Has Callaway Sisters series, which technically those are two separate series, but you can read them intertwinedly, and there's a whole reading order for that. And after you read that, you read the Like Us series, but that's about their kids. And then this is, I think, about the Corbetts, about like Connor and Rose. Like, yeah. And this is about their son. This is about Ben Corbett and Harriet. I don't even know. But yeah. And then I have the whole Harry Potter series, which I have the second one. Where is it? The second one, which is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is the second one. It says on the side. I have the first one. The first one is in my to be read, not to be read, my currently reading pile because I started listening to audiobook a couple weeks ago. I think over a month, 2 months ago, and I haven't picked it up since. Because my best friend is obsessed with Harry Potter, and I'm really trying to understand like what the hype is. But I don't know. I just haven't really been you know. So this is the last one. This is book 7. This is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry Potter and the Let me see if I can see it. Because I can't really read that headline. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Harry Potter and the Garden of... No. Let me read it right here because it'll be easier. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And then I have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is book 4. And this is the first one, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I will say I have I have watched the other two. I've watched 2 of the movies, which I liked them, and I started the film, but I haven't finished it. So, I mean, this is Harry Potter 2 movies. I've already told you about that. So, yeah. And the last one on the shelf is First Flower Wins by Ashley Easton. This is like a thriller book. The book I feel like got popular, I would say, last year I think, maybe the end of 2024, beginning of 25. But I don't know. I picked it up because it was at a local. It was at the Rich's Market that I had that has a lot of as books that are cheap, so I bought it just because I saw it. I said, I need that. So I was like, okay, so, but so that's the bottom shelf. These are 2, and I put the top bag is the bag that has all my TBR props on it. Which, guys, I will say, I don't think I'm gonna film a February wrap up or TBR video for March because I was going to film that 2 weeks ago, like when March started, and I didn't because I was filming a long video that which ended up it's a 5-part video, but I didn't even finish the challenge part of the video because it was so long and I just didn't feel like doing it. So, yeah. So the first book on the shelf is Super Elites by Dave Francis, which I got this last weekend, and I'm kind of obsessed with the cover. I don't know, because I've always seen this in the, hardcover, and I was looking one day and I was looking, so I was like, oh, like this is like a dystopian, um, dystopian fantasy, I think, And then I bought this on because I saw he is the author of The Silent Patient, and I've wanted to read The Silent Patient, but I haven't. And I saw Sarah Caroli read this last year, I think. And I read this. I read the synopsis, or I read Charles, and I was like, oh, it's interesting. It was interesting to me, So yeah. And then the next book I have is Crown Tag by Alex Astor. This is the 4th book in the Lightlark saga. I've read Lightlark, Nightbane, Skyshade, and the Grim and Oral book, but I haven't touched this yet because I don't know. And then the next book I have is Legendborn by Tracy Deon. This is I randomly picked this up somewhere. Why did I pick this up at? I randomly picked this up one day, and I've tried to read it multiple times. I just haven't really, I don't really know. It's just, so, yeah. And then this is Creek Kingdom by Lima Digo. This is the second book in the Six of Crows trilogy. I have tried to read Six of Crows multiple times in like 2 years. And well, I got the physical copy in a box set because I asked my dad and my stepmom to buy it for me. And I was like, like And now I'm just like, I don't know. Guys, I think there will definitely be a trying to finish every book in the middle of video coming soon because at this rate, I don't think I'll be finishing these books unless, I'm just like thinking to myself, what? What? So, the next book is, I literally just got in this mail a couple days ago. We'll see this in I'm planning on filming a video, and, well, it probably won't be filmed. Probably will. I will be filming that video right now, but that video will probably not. I will. If I have to self-control, I will most likely not start filming that video until May because the last book that I need for that video doesn't come out until May. And of course, I have the two books that So this is Just Friends by Haley Pham. This is her debut novel. This is if you guys have not ever heard of Haley Pham, she's a book talker. She's a writer now, and this is her first ever romance book. And this is it is a like second chance. Like they have, it's like I think present and past present timeline. Which I will say, she's a very big Emily Henry fan, and I can definitely tell that. Like, I don't know. I'm really excited to read this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. If I'm gonna be able to make it. 2 months. But the next book I have on Physical TBR is Inner League by One Stopper. This is if you have never heard of the WC series, that is a popular sports romance series that everyone has loved. And this is the spin-off book to it. It's about Reese, Reese, Reese Remington and Emmett Montgomery. Emmett is in the third book caught up our filming character Miller. That is her dad. Is Emmett. We get to see these few characters in caught up and play along. So I'm really excited. But I've heard that it's a very woman-driven, very like she is her own woman. Basically, I don't know how to describe that, but So I'm really excited to read this. And then I have the next three books. Well, I think the series is finished. Of the City of Gods and Monsters by Kelly Smith. No, Kelly Worth. I'm calling Middle City of Gods and Monsters. I have City of Gods and Sinners, Cities of Lies and Legends, and Cities of Smoke and Brimstone. I'm really hoping to finish finish City of Gods and Monsters too, so I can hopefully pick up one of those, but we'll see. The next one I have on my list is Brimstone by Tyler Hart. I will say, I didn't necessarily love Quicksilver when it came out because of, and it's my problem. I'm the problem for this is because when I started reading Quicksilver, I read it and I got a good part through it, and then I started reading it for a while, and then when I picked it up, I just lost interest. So I'm really hoping that I enjoy it as much as I don't think I am, because it's like over 600 pages. Oh god. Like, I'm not scared. Well, 660. I'm not scared, but like, I'm scared that I'm not gonna enjoy it as everyone else has been. And I'm just thinking to myself, are they gonna, so yeah. I'm hoping that I like it as much as I do. So those are all the books that were, no, I missed one more. And that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Solar by V.E. Schwab. I will tell you, I've never read a V.E. Schwab book before because I really have wanted to read the Life of Eru, but I'm just so scared because I've heard that book is slow and I'm just don't know. And I know there's a lot of other books that everyone else loves that I love it as much as everyone else does. And this is a book I saw Ellen Catherine read it and she loved it. Not so many reasons I wanted to read it is because I saw it and I read the synopsis and I said, oh, and it's signed, you can't see that, but it's signed by B. So those are all of the books that are on my TBR shelf currently. These, you can't really see these, but these are just a multitude of books that I have been on my TBR cart that I have just taken off from my dresser that were on my TBR or I just bought them. Cause there's some of these that I had just bought, and, so yeah. First one is Glorious Rivals by Jeremy Barnes. I will say, I feel like this series has been definitely a hit and miss series, or not a hit or miss, but because I read the first three books in the trilogy, which is Units Games, The Hoffman Legacy, and Final Gambit. I gave the Units Games 4, The Hoffman Legacy 4. I gave the Final Gambit 4.25, and then I gave the Brothers Hoff one, which is the extra spin-off, I would say, like its continuation, which I feel like that book was definitely unnecessary. I feel like it was just she was trying to bring it out, like, drawn out. I gave that 4, and then I really tried to read the we do try to read the Grandest Game by Joan Musk, which is the first book in the new series. And I really tried to pick that up, and I was just not really excited to read. And I didn't like two of the characters, and then I just thought, and one day I picked it up and I read it, and I will say I enjoyed it more than I did that time. And I think because there was a new romance that was brought up, and you could definitely tell, and I was like, oh, and then, it's just like, you know, so, yeah, I don't know, I just haven't, I originally tried to pick this up a couple months ago, but I didn't really enjoy it either like I did the last one, and I was like, I'm gonna pick this up later. And the next one is Alexandra Wood, Not in Love. This is her 2024, 2025, no, 2024 release. Which I've heard this is different from my other ones. I think this is more spicy on the hand. But I feel like everyone has said that about every single book he has published lately. No. I feel like with Deep End and this book, they said, oh, this is our spiciest book ever. And when I read Deep End last year, I was like, it was spicy, but I was expecting more spice. I will say that. So, yeah. And I feel like everyone says, like, oh, I read the Love Hypothesis years ago. I loved it, and I haven't read. I read the Love Hypothesis. I've read Love Theoretically. I've read Deep End. I haven't read Bride, but I do really want to. You know. So, and the last book that I have on here that was having on here that were and that is Fortune Saddle by Lola Sage. This is the second book in the Rebel Roo Ranch series. This is the second book to the first book, which is Done Dusted. I read Done Dusted earlier in February and really enjoyed it, and I picked it up the last time I went to Books A Million and found it. These are really short, and I will read these really fast, and I am really excited to read this. So, okay, so now the next books I have on this list is basically books that I bought these all yesterday when I went to the local vintage market that had books, and I was like, I'm gonna get it. So the first book I found was Local Local Woman Missing, which this is a like a mystery thriller, which I haven't really heard many thoughts. I've heard people who have read this really like this, so I'm really hoping that I enjoy this. The next book I bought is Layla by Colin Hoover. I told myself years, like, I would probably say beginning of 2025 that I was done reading Colin Hoover because I don't know, I think the books that I was reading felt very alike, and I was like, I don't know, 'cause I've tried to read Ugly Love and Midnight pretty close back to back, and then last year, maybe I was in 2024, I decided that I that wasn't gonna read it anymore. But when I got to my school library in ninth grade, I realized that she had a lot of Colleen Hoover books, and I was like, oh. So after that, I decided, okay, so I've been picking up more of her books, so I've read the whole Slam series, which is Slammed, Flavor Tree, and That Girl, and then I've read Without Merit, I've read, uh, I have Never Never, which I literally got that from the library. We'll see when I read that. But yeah, this is like I will say I did start listening to the audiobook of this, filming a video, and not realizing it wasn't a romance until and then I found when I started listening, I was like, nope, this is not a romance at all. So yeah. And then the next book, okay, this is Night Past but Lee Blood Good. She is the same author of the Six of Crows duology and Six of Crows and the Saddle and Bone trilogy, which I will say I haven't had a lot of people rave about this, but the people have there's some people that have loved it and some people that haven't really enjoyed it as much as they wanted to, And I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, am I gonna enjoy this? I don't know. I thought this was dark academia, and I'm just So the next four books are all from one particular author, which is Eldon Hildebrand. The first I bought is The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hildebrand. This is like I don't really know what these books about. I've heard about them. So which it was kind of crazy. The place I got these, I followed them on Facebook because I think they have like they have different locations of where they have because they post a lot about other stuff that I haven't seen anywhere I get these. And she had posted a picture of like what all these books were on the shelf, and she had just posted it a day before and said spring break is close, And I thought there's only like two or three books left on the shelf, so I bought all the books that I wanted. So I had a couple Hillbrook. I bought the 28 Summers, which I will say I've heard. I don't really know, but yeah. So I got this one, and then I got the Ellen Hildebrand Summer at 1869, which I will say this one does say book synopsis. She must have bought it. This book up, which you know. And then the last book that's on my physical TBR currently is Ellen Hildebrand, The 5-Star Weekend. I will say all of these were on, I'm gonna move these all over here so I can just. Now I'm not on this video. I'm going to edit this one and then get this one posted. This one posted. Get this one done. But yeah, so let's actually count and see how many books I have on Physical TBR currently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 29, 40. If I did that math correct, I should have 40 currently. But, yeah. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will head out and bye.